This is problem number 7 from section 9.3. It says a Broadway theater has 400 seats, divided into orchestra, main, and balcony seating. Orchestra seats sell for $50, main seats sell for $30, and balcony seats for $25. If all seats are sold, the gross revenue to the theater is $13,050. If all the main and balcony seats are sold, but only half the orchestra seats are sold, the gross revenue is $11,050. How many are there of each kind of seat? So they want to know how many there are of each seat. So we need to set 3 variables. We've got orchestra, main, and balcony seating. So X is going to be the orc seats. Y is going to be the main seats. And Z is going to be the balcony. Now we're going to have 3 equations here as well. So the first equation is going to be an equation for total seats. So we want total seats because they tell us that we've got 400 seats. We want sold out equation. And then we want, we'll just call it not sold out. So partial seating. Because they gave us a scenario where we had partial seating. So for the total seats, there's 400. That's a combination of X plus Y plus Z is 400 seats. That's an easy equation to come up with. So is the sold out seats. Orchestra sells for 50, so that's 50X plus 30Y, because this is how much of the main seats are, plus 25Z, and that equals 13,050. The partial seating is the one that's kind of tough, because the partial seating, we're sold out for the first, we're sold out for the main and balcony seats. Main is Y, Z is the balcony. So the orchestra seats are only half sold. What does it mean to only sell half of the seats? Well, either, if you're thinking profit-wise, either no matter what, you got half the money. So either you sold the seats for half the cost, or you sold to half the number of people. Well, because X stands for the seats, which is the number of people essentially, we're not going to necessarily take half of that. What we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, that's the same thing, or you could write this as, actually this might even be better. We'll write this equation out, but for the orchestra seats, which is the X part, we're going to say 1/2 of 50X plus 30Y plus 25Z, that equals, I'll slide over a little, 11,050. Okay? So now we have 3 equations because this is half, they were half sold here. Now we have 3 equations. What we need to do is we need to start combining these together. So we come back to our solving 3 variable systems. We're going to cancel a variable in the first and second equations, then cancel the same variable in equations 2 and 3. And then we're going to combine those 2 equations we get and reverse substitute. Okay, let's start with combining equations 1 and 2. Let's cancel X. So we'll cancel X in the first 2 equations. So we take X plus Y plus Z equals 400. And we combine that with 50X plus 30Y plus 25Z equals 13,050. We're going to cancel the X by multiplying the top by negative 50. So that's going to give you negative 50X minus 50Y minus 50Z equals negative 50 times 400 is negative 20,000. Combine these together using addition, and we're going to get 0, negative 20y, negative 25z, and this will give you 13,050, negative 6,950. All right, we combined the first two equations together, canceled the x. Now we're going to cancel x, but we're going to do it now with the second and third equations. So we're going to take 50x plus 30y plus 25z equals 13,050. And we're going to say that's 25x. So this is now 25x plus 30y plus 25z equals 11,050. And we're going to cancel out the x value here. And to do that, we're going to multiply the bottom by negative 2. That's negative 50x minus 60y minus 50z equals negative 2 times 11,050 is negative 22,100. Kind of cross it out. We're going to add those together. This and this is 0. This gives you negative 30y. This is minus 25z. And this equals, when we add that with 1350, we get negative 9,050. Now we're on to step 3 here. So use the two equations you created to solve for one variable. So we're going to take this equation and this equation, and we're going to solve for one variable. I think the variable to solve for here is going to be y. We're going to cancel the z variables here. So I'm going to take negative 30y minus 25z equals negative 9,050. And usually I'd write this out, but kind of like limited on space here. So out here I'm just going to say cancel z. Okay? To cancel z, we're going to multiply this bottom equation by negative 1. So we're going to multiply and we get 30y plus 25z equals 9,050. Cross that out. Let's add those together. We're going to get 10y. That cancels and we end up with 9,050 minus 6,950. That's 2,100. Divided by 10, and you end up with y equals 210. So let's write that right here. That gives you y equals 210. Okay. We can start to substitute these back in. So I want to find z. So I'm going to plug in 210 in for y, so negative 30 times 210 minus 25z equals negative 9,050. Negative 30 times 210, negative 6,300 minus 25z equals negative 9,050. Add this over. We had negative 2750. So we have negative 25z equal that. Divide by negative 25 and z is going to equal 110. So z is 110. Remember, y is the number of seats, right? So we have 210 main seats. We have 110 balcony seats. So how many seats do we have for the orchestra seats? Well, we know if we take the total seats, which was 400, and we subtract them out, which that's this equation here, we'll get our answer. So we're going to take x plus 210, which is y, plus 110 equal 400. We're going to subtract out the 210 and the 110, so x is going to equal 80 when we subtract that out. 400 minus 110 minus 210, that's 80. So we have 80 orchestra seats. So our solution is going to be 80, comma 210, comma 110 seats. Hope that makes sense.